G'day, Steve Morgan here. Australian Bass Tournaments. We have just finished the first tournament in a long time for us up here at Lake Tinaroo on the Atherton Tablelands behind Cairns. It was the Edge Rods round of the Zerek BARRA Series, and these guys here absolutely smashed it. 8 fish for 107 kilos, team spear and tackle. How you guys feeling? You won this event from the smallest boat in the fleet, doing exactly what you wanted away from everyone else. How does it feel?
Oh, what a day, hey. Like, yesterday was just absolutely amazing. It's probably some of the best fishing we've got to do together for quite a while, and just blown away. Still got goosebumps over it now. It was just epic fishing yesterday afternoon.
Now, I remember saying at the start we were having a little bit of trouble with your kill switch, getting your kill switch going, and I think I might have said, don't worry, people that have these issues at the start often do really well in the tournament, so what played out?
Oh, I think that actually settled my nerves. Day one, holy, ask Nathan. Whoa, gotcha. Day one, I was very, very nervous, but I think having you come down and actually muck around with the kill switch with us, that was neat. Like, yeah, we got it working again, and I was pretty happy after that. We did a big run to start with. The fish were so, like, there were a couple coming through, but we ended up making the decision to move. And in the little rig with the 30 on it, doing the run from literally one end of the dam all the way to the other. It took us about 40 minutes. But yeah, it was definitely worth it. Pulled up on some fish to start the afternoon on. Straight away, we had a houseboat pull up over the top of them, though, so we only got one fish out of them in the beginning, and then sort of waited for them to settle again. Probably took about 2 hours.
Yep.
And then it just started.
Now, this isn't your first win in an ABT event. When we very first came here all those years ago, you took home the trophy. You must be thinking we should come here every year. You took another one home this weekend.
Yeah, I think it was a bit more tinny than we're up against some very good fishermen, and just a bit of a home ground advantage really at the end of the day. But in saying that, the fish we caught last night were in places we don't fish. I haven't fished all year. I haven't probably fished in 5 years. Yep. We just knew there was a few around there. They hadn't been fished is a big thing. We went to fresh ground and we put the lures in front of them. We know that we'll get bites and pretty much pay dividends. And someone else could have found them too, because it was no secret. It was quite obvious, and we just had to go. So sometimes you got to be in it to win it, really. Lure in the water.
Take us through we were talking at the presentation about a key fish that gave you some hard time in the structure. Just walk us through that fish and some of the things you have to do to land a fish in this joint.
I think that story actually goes a bit further too, because probably 5 minutes beforehand, we were just about to get our 5th fish, so we're about to get the bag. Nathan caught it. It was all cool. Landed it. It was on the deck. Because I'd been having a bit of a bad run with dropping fish, I said, "You're going to keep casting. I'm going to get the lure out of this thing." So I got the lure out, and it was stuck in the environment. So I got the 80 sitting on the deck, and all of a sudden it's done this big kick, and I've gone to put my hand on it to pin it down, and it jumped straight out of the boat. And that was fish number 5 gone, and we were both looking at each other dirty. The next 10 minutes, I got the 111. It bit coming towards me. The fight was really quick and over pretty quickly. And then it was about 5 minutes afterwards, hooked the 110, and I actually forgot to retie after getting that 111.
Yep. And that is chewed.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. But anyway, it ran straight through the tobacco bush. We managed to kick the isolator switch off, so the electric died. Then I was driving with the main motor in reverse, chowing through tobacco bush. Nathan's over the front, cracking bits of branch off and everything, and eventually we managed to pull it up in against the bank and land it, and yeah, that was it. How
big was that one?
That was 110.
Yep. And they make a difference, those fish, because they weigh nearly 20 kilos, and that contributed a lot towards your bag. Take us through some of the baits you've got here, because everyone's going to be interested in what you caught them on. This homemade one looks really exciting. Tell us about the story.
Well, my father's been making lures for about 30 odd years now, and I've just got him to tune them in for Tinaroo, really, more than the salt. They slow float. I make them in lots of different, that's one of the colours. I get him to make them in a heap of colours I like. And they got 3 hooks, so we nickname these ones super glue because they stick to anything, including timber. Yep. But you get a bite, you stick the hooks into them more often than not. You don't straighten too many hooks on them. And if I want it shallower, deeper, depends on what the year is, he'll make them in a week, and I'll have them at the end of next week. And he likes doing it. It's something he enjoys doing. He enjoys making them more than he enjoys fishing with them. I get to fish with them, he gets to make them, and they're not the perfect paint job, but you know what? They work. Yep. They work, and I can tune them to whatever I want. If I want them to sink, float, suspend, dive deep, he'll just cut a bib out, walk over, get them to swim, and I get them there next week and I get to use them.
That's awesome, and he'd be proud to see this taking home the trophies.
He would be absolutely stoked, to tell you the truth.
That's awesome.
We did all right on multiple lures, but that was one of the goers. We also did well on this bad old thing.
That's the old Shimano wake bait.
Yeah, triple impact. You can still pick them up from overseas. I haven't seen them in the country for a while, but as a surface lure, we picked up a couple of fish. They wouldn't bite on the second night on. First night, they were nailing it, and they got everyone knows, surface lures, they blow them out of the water. These ones have got a very good hookup rate. You'll probably get 1 in 2 the pins in them. Yep. So you might get, say, less bites than other ones, but it doesn't matter if you're not landing them. You need to stick the pins in them. So
that's awesome.
And then the good old cast eggs.
Tell us how you rig this fella.
We run a treble on the front as long as the timber's not too bad. I think it's a half or a 3/4 depending on the depth. And we just slow roll them as a lot of us do. Sometimes burn them really quick. Sometimes you can upgrade your jig head if they want a really fast retrieve, and you absolutely wind them like you're chasing tuna. And that's just when they're a bit deeper. You got to go deeper. It's only so deep you can throw a hard body and stuff. You can throw vibes, but I personally don't use them a lot, and I just find every tree under the sun on them, so I just don't use them.
Now tell us about the outfit. You got one outfit here that you use to muscle those fish out. That's a good looking bit of kit. Run through what we got there, and just watch the tip on the roof of the tent.
Yeah, so it's a Kistler. It's come from Spear and Tackle. 6'9", nice solid rod. We do use a fair bit of lighter stuff too, and we actually got a number of those bigger fish on quite light gear, but I guess this is sort of the preferred method for twitching those homemade lures. It really allows you to give a real jerky action to the lure, and then once you're able, because of the tobacco bush and stuff that we're fishing in, you can really muscle into the fish and bend them over.
Yep. And what sort of line and leader do you run with that? You've got a DC Calais you're running it on?
That's actually a Corrado.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Corado with that drag screwed as tight as you can possibly get it.
Yep.
45-pound 40G. Always spool up before these things. I'm so glad I did. Down to 60-pound FC rock leader.
Yep. And that got the job done. Now, you're looking at the scoreboard now, you won by sort of over 10 kilos and you still had 2 fish in the box. So the potential in this place is to really have 10 fish for 150 kilos. Like, if it fishes well and you get the right fish, that can really happen. Tell us about next year. If we come next year, are all the fish going to be bigger? Is it, what can Southerners expect if they come up here?
Well, at the moment, there's a size class all the way through from little to big. We've caught in one session, everything from a 60 through to the mid-meteries in one session, all in one spot. So as the years progress, the fish, you're going to have a better size class fish. We're finding there's a lot of 90s around, which high 90s, early meteries, which they're some of the best fighting fish. They really do give you the stink, so they're worth putting the hooks into. You'll find it, and you'll get your real decent ones in amongst them too. So and the Fish Stocking Society's been unbelievable about how they've been stocking and the numbers. So the last few years have been really exceptional. I think it's only going to get better.
That's awesome. Well, there you go. You've got the good oil from the winning team this weekend, Team Spear and Tackle. These guys absolutely smashed it. Long time between drinks. We might see them on the rest of the Zerek BARRA Series.